All right, what's going on, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Let's talk Shawn Porter, Adrien Broner. Final discussion on this fight coming up. Um, Now I did a video on this fight. I spoke on this fight already, but I saw an interview with Kenny Porter. Very very good interview because it answered a lot of questions that the public has been wanting to know in regards to like the catch weight, um, them sparring in the past and stuff like that, how they came up, and how the fight came about. Okay, so the Boxing Boys, shout out to them. They did a interview. It was a great interview with Kenny Porter. Answered all the questions, at least that I needed to know between the two fighters. All right, leading up to this fight. Now, Kenny Porter was asked after the press conference. The press conference was yesterday. So they asked Kenny Porter about how this fight came about. So basically, Kenny Porter said they got the phone call. Broner was a potential, opponent, but they had to agree to this catch weight, 142, 143. Okay, they settled for 144. Team Porter agreed to take the fight. They settled for 144 or whatever. Cool. We know that Broner's fighting at 140 now, even though he's fought at 147 and been a champion, a title holder at 147 by being Malignaggi. He wants to have Porter come down to 144. Okay, but it was 142, 143 according to Kenny Porter, but they agreed to 144, which is cool. 142, 143 is pretty much, they're basically junior welterweight at this point. Now, according to Kenny Porter, okay, I'm gonna keep saying this. According to Kenny Porter, not me. Kenny Porter said that if the fight was at 147, okay, they could have fought for one of Floyd's vacated titles, okay. Floyd, from beating Pacquiao, he won the WBO title. He was the current WBA and WBC champion, okay, at the division. So one of those titles that was vacated, they would have fought for, according to Kenny Porter, being that they did not fight at 147. They didn't get the title fight. That's according to Kenny Porter, okay. So I don't know how true that is because I believe if you're still fighting within the weight limit, you should still be able to fight for a title. All right. I don't know how true that is, but at the same time, every organization have different rules. I don't know what, all the details on that. He just spoke on it. He just brought it up. All right. He didn't elaborate on it too much. Okay. Now, as far as the catch weight, all right, let's speak on the catch weight. Now, it's going to be at 144. All right, it's the limit. Okay, Porter has to come down. A lot of people question whether or not Porter is going to be 100% fighting Broner at this catch weight. If you guys hear the lawnmower, I apologize. They're doing the cutting the grass around here. Um, if what was I saying? Okay, everybody felt that Porter could be at a disadvantage. I mean, the catchweight is definitely plays into Broner's favor. All right, we all know that Porter is a muscular fighter. Is this catchweight gonna drain him? Okay, a lot of people question that. Basically, Kenny Porter says that Porter always stays 10 pounds within the division, okay? Meaning, I'm assuming he means that Porter never really weighs over 157. So it doesn't take much for him to cut the weight to get to the weight, the at 147. He also said that because he doesn't need to do much to cut the weight, he doesn't really rehydrate neither because it takes him time. It takes him a slow period of time to cut the weight, and it takes a slow period of time for him to regain it too. So after the weigh-in, he doesn't really gain much weight because they try to keep him around this 154, 157 weight. And they're constantly training. They're pretty responsible. He's always training, even when he's not in camp. He's always constantly in the gym, Shawn Porter. Okay? So when it comes to cutting the weight, it's not really that bad for Shawn Porter because 25, 26 days before the fight, he was already weighing 8 pounds within the agreed upon weight. Now I don't know if he means the 144 or 147, but he was already 8 pounds within. So it didn't really take much for him to cut the weight. He was already working. He was already in the gym. All right. And as far as the rehydration clause, he's never really gone much in weight because for the reason why I just explained, he doesn't gain a lot of weight after the weigh-in before the fight. And he also said that he's previously for the IBF, according to their rules, there was always a rehydration clause. They were never really allowed to jump up much in weight before the fight. So in the Paulie Malignaggi fight and the Devin Alexander fight, he said he's been doing this already, so it's not a problem for him. So if Shawn Porter is able to still come in 100%, all right, and the rehydration clause or the catch weight doesn't really affect him, then this makes it an even fight when it comes to Broner, having the advantage when it comes to the catch weight. It shouldn't really be an advantage, according to Kenny Porter. I don't know if he's saying that because he doesn't want Team Broner to feel like Shawn Porter is going to be drained, or he might really just be stating facts. Like, this might not really be a problem for Shawn Porter. He's already near the weight, so it's not going to be a problem because Porter stays in the gym. So that answers the questions when it comes to the weights. Okay, now as far as them having history, he said that they sparred before. Broner came to their camp a couple of times to help Porter prepare for a certain opponent. He's had Porter or Adrien Broner fight a certain way against Porter that would match that particular fighter. So if he wanted Broner to move, he would want Broner to move like this particular opponent that Shawn Porter had. It wasn't like they were going all out sparring, going 100%, which is pretty common. So I don't know why people are feeding so much into this. Oh, did you spar before? What happened when you sparred? It's not like you hearing Errol Spence knocking out Broner or giving Floyd a black eye or Triple G knocking down Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that serious. These guys sparred together before. It wasn't really, they weren't putting 100% in the sparring. Adrien Broner, they've been asking Adrien Broner about it too. Adrien Broner seems, he claims that he had the advantage, but it really doesn't matter. A lot of fighters going back and forth with what happened in sparring. It really doesn't matter, unless you hear something crazy, like a guy getting knocked out cold in sparring or something like that, But, it really doesn't matter. I don't think that really matters as far as this sparring is concerned. What I do know is that mentally, all right, who has the advantage? Okay, mentally. Now, we already know that Broner has asked for a catch weight. Okay, he tried to drain Shawn Porter as much as he can. So I think mentally, there's something there. There's something that tells Adrien Broner he doesn't want to fight Porter at his 100% best. Because if he did, he would have fought him at welterweight. Okay? He's not fighting Porter at welterweight. Why did he ask the catch weight? He asked for the catch weight because he doesn't want Porter to be at full strength. There's no other reason why you would ask for a catch weight. Okay? It is what it is. You want a bigger guy to not be so big when you fight them. Okay? Another thing is this. In that press conference, I seen the press conference. I mean, it was cool. AB was doing his typical thing. AB, I'm the star of the show. This is the reason why the fight is happening, blah, 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 blah. Cool. That's fine. But Shawn Porter, there's no part of Shawn Porter's facial expression and body language that made me feel that Porter was worried about Adrien Broner. Porter has wanted this fight. He has openly stated that he wanted this fight, okay, with Adrien Broner, okay? So I don't think there's anything there, like, on a mental, like, as a disadvantage for Team Porter, okay? Team Porter seems to be very confident in this fight. I know Adrien Broner's been working with Floyd Mayweather and his team and his camp, which is cool. Maybe we'll see some new things from Broner. Maybe we can see the best of Broner, But let's move more on the fight now. Let's talk about the fight itself, okay? I picked Porter to win, okay? Adrien Broner he's still all potential to me, Okay, I still haven't seen the greatness of Adrien Broner. All right, when people went and including myself, because I thought before he fought Maidana, I thought he had potential to be the next big thing. I mean, he's a good counter puncher. He has speed. At that time, he still had power. You know, we seen that him. You know, he had knockout power before he moved up from lightweight. You know, he dominated Antonio DeMarco. Um, so at that time, you know, even though he had a split decision against Paulie Malignaggi, there was a lot of potential for him to be the next big thing in boxing. Okay, a lot of comparisons to Floyd. I even seen people put him in their top 10 pound for pound list. Even some legit sites put Adrien Broner in a top 10, top 5 pound for pound list, which is crazy. All right, but I still see a lot of potential, but I haven't seen any more in that in several fights. Okay, it's been a while now since I've seen Broner, in my opinion, could be at his peak already. I know he's still young, but he could. I'm not seeing any improvements in his fight. I just haven't seen it. Okay, um, he's still a very low volume puncher. Okay, um, he's fighting. He's about to fight a very strong, energetic, athletic fighter in Shawn Porter. Okay, um, Adrien Broner is all low volume. He's a good counter puncher, you know, but he hasn't really displayed much power punching, you know, since he moved up in weight. And based on what I've seen, I don't know if he can beat a Shawn Porter. You know, I don't know, you know, because even though he has better technique, you know, he's not as physical as Porter, but he has some better technique. He might be a better technical fighter between the two. I don't know if Broner could do what Kell Brook did to win that fight. You know, Kell Brook, who is a much bigger welterweight, a very strong welterweight, he was able to tie up Porter. You know, he was able to turn Porter. He was able to keep the distance from Porter, you know, and outbox him on the outside. I'm not saying Broner could do that, but how can you do it for 12 rounds? You know, how can he tie up Porter, a guy that's clearly much stronger than him? All right, and that's one thing that they brought up in the sparring is that Porter showed that he was clearly much stronger than Adrien Broner, and this is why Adrien Broner wants to bring him down in weight. You know, how can he do it for 12 rounds? A guy that's low volume, a guy that hasn't really displayed much punching power. You know, can he hit Porter to make him respect his power? Can he hit him hard enough to make him respect it? I don't know. I don't think he can. You know, because you know Kell Brook is a big puncher at welterweight. If you want to debate, I think Kell Brook is an all-around better fighter than Adrien Broner. Plus, he has more punching power. Plus, he's bigger. He's stronger. You know, he moves better. You know, Adrien Broner, he has good legs. He has all right legs. But I think Adrien Broner is not a better mover than Shawn Porter. You know, I don't think he's anywhere near as quick on his feet as Shawn Porter is on his feet. Okay? As far as hand speed is very debatable. You know, Adrien Broner got quick hands, but so does Shawn Porter. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't see it in Broner. Just look at Broner's opponents, recent. Okay, Broner's opponents have been Paulie Malignaggi, a split decision win, very close fight. We seen what happened with Porter for Malignaggi. He destroyed him. He destroyed Paulie. Okay, he got destroyed by Maidana. He fought Carlos Molina. A good fighter at 140. He's a solid fighter, but, you know, nothing crazy. You know, he outboxed him for 12 rounds. You know, Manuel Taylor, another fighter that I think he deserves more credit as a boxer than most people was giving Taylor, but he's still not a great fighter. He's still not elite or nowhere near that, okay? He's not a top fighter at 140. And then he fought John Molina, a guy that just didn't throw his hands at all, a guy that's usually very, very, very aggressive, that was never aggressive at any point in that fight. You know, Broner won all 12 rounds against John Molina. You know, regardless of what he did against Matisse, he did not let his hands go against Broner, period. And he was supposed to in order to even have a chance to win that fight. So I haven't seen the greatness from Broner because he hasn't fought any of the top fighters at 140 since he went back down. He hasn't fought Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson, Okay, Lucas Matisse. He hasn't fought any of these guys. So he hasn't fought Victor Postel. He hasn't fought not even like a Ruslan Provodnikov. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't fought any of these top guys. Chris Algieri. He hasn't fought any of these guys. Thomas Delorme. I can keep going on. He hasn't fought any of these guys. You know, Hank Lundy. He hasn't fought any of these guys. So for him to go from fighting a John Molina to a Shawn Porter, and for me to pick him is like crazy. Like, how can I pick Adrien Broner? I haven't seen it. He's all potential. And I can't pick a fighter to win a fight based on potential. Because what I've seen from Broner and what I've seen from Porter, Porter gets the job done. He lost to Kell Brook, but it still was a close fight. He lost to him, but it still was a close fight. There's people that think Porter won that fight. You know, I don't think he did, but I mean, we know why Porter lost the fight. You know, can Adrien Broner do what Kell Brook did? I seriously doubt it. You know, he doesn't have the body type. He doesn't have the skills as Kell Brook neither. You know, the fight is on the inside. If Porter's on in the pocket with Broner, Broner's a good inside fighter. But if Porter is in the pocket, he's gonna be up on. He's gonna be all up on Adrien Broner. Okay. There's not going to be any space between them because Porter's going to be holding him and Porter's going to be hitting him in the side of the head and going to the body as well. You know, Porter is a very physical fighter and you have to be strong to be able to contain him on the inside. And on the outside, you know, Porter switches it up. You know, just like he did against Devin Alexander. I thought he beat Alexander on the outside and when he got physical with him. You know? So anyway, I just don't see it, and I can't pick Broner to win the fight. I think the fight, if it is competitive, and it goes close to a close decision, I think they'll give Broner the win. You know, Porter definitely has to come out and dominate to win this fight, without a doubt. You know, Broner is the bigger name at this point, and you know, a lot of people like him. You know, a lot of people feel that Broner's gonna win this fight. You know, I see people saying it, and it's cool, but I can't base it on what I've seen from Broner. Broner shows flashes and signs of being a great fighter. But this is around here, around there. You know, I've seen it. But throughout a whole fight, he's just average. You know, he doesn't do that much. You know, he throws a left hook every once in a while. He tries to counter you. It's a slapping left hook. There's not a lot of kick to it. You know, he doesn't sit down on a lot of his punches. He's usually just pop shotting. Can he pop shot Shawn Porter to a victory? I really don't know. You know, I really don't know. I don't think so. All right. So anyway, that's my final prediction, final thoughts on the video, on the fight. Make sure you guys subscribe and check me on the next video.